Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Ryan. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie review, re-review, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, full playthrough, tier list, ranking, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to as soon as I possibly can. And this is for The Surfer, which stars Nicolas Cage. And this is very... Well, if you heard that was my stomach. Even my stomach was confused. Like, how the hell do you even describe this? A tale of obsession. And I would say, overall, I liked it. It was interesting. I don't think I would ever watch it again. But that's the thing. Whether you like or dislike the film, what I do appreciate... I appreciate Nicolas Cage going out of his way to doing unique films. I never quite know what the hell he's going to do next. That's so welcome, though, compared to... I love Jean-Claude Van Damme, but his direct-to-video stuff lately... it's the same tire bullshit. Steven Seagal, it was like that for like 10 fucking years. Tire bullshit. Bruce Willis, Sally, his mind left him. Nicolas Cage, at least most of them are, whether good or bad, they're like, I really love Willy's Wonderland. I still love that film. I wish we could have done a sequel. There you go, that's a movie I would like to see a sequel to. A newer film, Willy's Wonderland. I really enjoyed that one. I loved Mandy. I liked Renfield except for Aquafina. But the rest of Renfield I did like. I liked the Cage's performance. The Unbelievable Weight of Massive Talent I liked. Although ironically Pedro Pascal's in that, but that was before he was in 85 different things. The color space I thought was interesting. Like I said, he does films that are at least... and this is another one where the setup is... he's just called the Surfer. Not the Silver Surfer, but the Surfer. Him and his son go to Luna Bay. It's in Australia. I guess the setup is that Nick Cage, when he was a kid, lived there. Something happened. He was sent to America. He was there for the rest of the time. He's separated from his wife. He wants to bond with his son. But he really, really wants to buy this house that's by this beach. Because the house used to belong to his dad. His obsession is to get this home. And I guess not only to relive his glory days, surf the beach with his son, but also I guess to him, if he buys this house, it's going to fill something in his hole, some hole in his heart, and maybe magically he'll get with his wife and the kid, and they'll be a happily married family again. But he's really obsessed. He really wants this house. You know, my dad was here, yo. I was here when I was a kid. When Nick and his son try to surf, these people stop him and go, "You don't live here? You don't surf here." Which is repeated quite a bit throughout the film. The local surfers don't want him there. You don't belong. And you tell the kid's a bit weirded out by this, so, you know, gets freaked out because these guys are pretty fucking weird and just wants to go home. Which I don't blame the kid. I want the same thing. Julian McMahon, who was Doctor Doom in the 2005 Fantastic Four film, I think sadly I think this was the last film he did. He passed away, I think this year, actually. He passed away, so rest in peace to him. I think he was on... what was that TV show? Nip Tuck? I never saw it, but I've heard of it. I want to say it was Nip Tuck. Which is interesting here, because Julian McMahon, he sounds like Vernon Wells. I swear, like Vernon Wells from Commando. I'm not going to shoot you between the eyes, going to shoot you between the balls. I swear, like Julian McMahon does sound like Vernon Wells, but maybe that's how I think every Australian sounds. But I thought he did a good job. So he's taking his son home. He wasn't allowed to surf with his son. He's a bit pissed about that. And that's where the obsession really grows. Because he's pissed at the surfers. He wants to figure out what to do next. He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't like being told and being denied. And then most of the film takes place in this one location. The parking lot, or the bathroom near the place, or the beach, or all that stuff. This one location. And things just take a toll and get worse and worse. He gets a phone call. His ex is getting remarried and she's pregnant, so that kind of puts a kibosh on him and her getting back together again. He doesn't want to leave, so he pays $100 for a pizza. Listen, I love pizza. It's my favorite fucking food. Not one goddamn pizza on earth is worth $100. He tries to refill his water. He comes back. The pizza's on the ground. His surfboard is stolen. He calls the cops, but the cops don't do anything because they're with the surfers. There's this homeless guy that he talks to, and the bum talks about how his son died, and his dog was killed, and he blames Julian McMahon for that. And then it just grows and gets worse and worse. He tries to get more water, but they put shit on the faucet. He's waiting for the phone call for the house, but his phone dies. He needs to charge. The guy goes, "You need to pay me something." He doesn't have money. "How about this watch?" "Fine, you go ahead." But he tries to get the board back. He can't get the board back. The phone still gets fucked up. The guy keeps his watch. He's got no money. At one point he goes somewhere, he comes back, and his fucking car is gone. Now granted, take a few steps back. Nick Cage, I thought, did a good job. Some would say he plays a very pathetic type of character. It's a guy that I get what they're going with. He's a guy that is obsessed with this materialistic fashion, that this house is the end-all be-all and solve all his problems, which is not the case. And whether you want to call it toxic masculinity or whatever the case, goes through this trial by fire. As one puts it, you have to feel worthless before you know you're priceless. And then by the end kind of realizes, you know what, this shit ain't worth it. But there are times before his car's taken, I'm sitting there going, dude, just go the fuck home and get more money, dude. Just go the fuck home. Where the fuck do you live as of this moment, and just get some fucking money. If you're running out of the god, go back and charge your phone to $100. I'm sitting there like, you don't need to pay $100 for a fucking pizza. You don't need to give your dad's watch for a fucking phone charge. Just go the fuck home. Get your money, charge your fucking phone, and then come back to the beach. The beach is going to be there. If you're waiting for a call, then go back and charge your fucking phone, and the guy will call you at home while you charge your fucking phone. Because you're staying there for days, so obviously you don't have a job to get to. So you just stay at home until it's charged up and blah blah, and then you there you go. You got your phone 100%. You got your money. You have enough money for a couple, come back with a whole fucking case of water. 24 pack, 48 pack of water. Just go the fuck home. So, I mean, there's certain decisions that are made. You're going, why doesn't he just do that? Like, why? I mean, if you're that adamant on water, just go the fuck home, get some water, charge your phone, get some money, come back. Your fucking surfboard's still going to be there, dude. So I don't understand why he didn't do that. Even, okay, when his car is taken, hitchhike back to your fucking place. So you could, contact someone. But you just say that he's too proud. Toxic masculinity. He doesn't want to admit defeat. Whatever the fuck you want to look into. But there was that part of my brain. You're going, what the fuck? Like, you don't need to be doing this, Nick Cage. And pretty much after his car is gone, he gets more and more out of it. He gets more and more dehydrated, gets more and more starving. He becomes more and more like the bum. You get an idea, spoilers, that maybe his dad did end his own life back in the day. And you have a little bit of Nick Cage craziness where he tries to catch a rat. He gets bit. Tries to catch it for food. And then he kind of breaks down, and then he's kind of had it. Eventually he goes down, and he beats a guy up, and he shoves the rat in the guy's mouth. Eat the rat! Eat the rat! Now, when I first saw the trailer, I thought it was going to be like a vigilante movie. Where he finally loses it, and then he just beats the fuck out of them. No, that's not the case at all. So, if I want to watch that, I'll watch Mandy, which is a much better movie than this, in my opinion. But you find out, spoilers, this was all part of a test. Before you can have everything, you must experience having nothing. Julian McMahon, he pretty much owns the area. His choice, his flip of a, snap of a finger will get the house. So after Nick Cage finally had the balls to beat the guy up and do all this, oh, you passed the test. So you see all these people that he had met. They do this ritual, and they bring his car back. Everything seems to be fine. They give him some food and water. Nick Cage asks, well, what about the homeless guy? Well, he got in his head that I paid someone to do this to his kid, but his kid was in, his kid knew some bad dudes. And the dog, I don't know. And Nick Cage seems like he's kind of starting to like Julian McMahon until eventually him and his buddies tell Nick Cage, you need to burn this homeless guy's car. I don't want to do that. To burn this guy's car. This car has been here too long. This guy needs to move on. So it's kind of this ongoing thing of toxic masculinity. Of these dudes being assholes and having this gun-ho rituals and thinking they're better than anybody else and this brouhaha. Eventually he does it, Nick Cage. His son appears going, what the hell's going on? And Nick Cage kind of has this epiphany of he doesn't want his kid to be around here. And more than likely he's not going to buy the house. He kind of, as Julian McMahon put it, only it worked out differently. than what he thought. Before you didn't have everything, you must experience having nothing. And by Nick Cage going through this kind of trial by fire in his head, he realized, you know what? I don't need this fucking house. Now, I wish Nick Cage could have said that more and really, literally just say that. I think a movie that I thought did that better was a film called Of Unknown Origin with Peter Weller, which was about a guy who's about material things and how great this apartment is and how fancy his apartment is, and he's got this job and possible promotion, big deal. But there's this rat that keeps fucking his stuff up, and eventually becomes this big Moby Dick war between human and animal. Thankfully his family's away, and now by the end of it he's wrecking the whole fucking place. What about the luggage? Fuck the luggage. And realizes that his family means more to him than this material shit. That I thought was much more satisfying, interesting way of doing it. By the end of this, the bum has come back. He's pissed that his car's been burnt. He has the people there with a gun. Nick Cage is able to talk himself out. Hey, this necklace, this was your son's. I got it for you. Here, it's safe. He says the only thing I want to do is ride the waves with his son. Which Nick Cage pretty much realizes that's really all he wanted at the end of the day. Really, all he wanted at the end of the day was to ride the waves with his son. And I guess the bum thinks of his son who died and he never got to do that, and maybe sees himself. They go off. Nick Cage goes, don't look back. No matter what you do, don't look back. They go. And the bum shoots Julie McMahon. Shoots himself. Now, before he shoots himself, you quickly see an image of Nick Cage. I'm thinking that's an artistic choice that Nick Cage is seeing. Just the way I looked at it is that the bum represents this is what Nick Cage would have been if he kept on with the obsession. Something would have happened and he would have been like this bum and he would have ended it all. But the way he's able to say, screw this, I care more about my son. But I kind of wish there's certain things they delved a bit more into that. Like this, to delve more into this epiphany than Nick Cage's. Like, I'm saying all this, but I'm saying all this kind of me trying to pull stuff out of my ass. Maybe to say that the movie shouldn't be leading your hand more than I want it to, but sometimes I like it where just have him talk to his kid and go, have him give a big speech of, I thought I wanted the house, I thought I wanted this, but you know what, I just want to have you ride the waves with me. That's all I want. Like this, just one big like emotional culmination of this where Nick talks to his son, and then maybe his son's like, hey, that's what I want too, Dad. Like a confirmation, just to confirm that the son actually likes his dad. Sometimes it just seems like he's doing it because he's more scared of the situation, not because he loves his dad. So I think like one or two scenes of that could really, it would have hit a bit more home for me. But you just say at this point he shed his ego. He got to ride the waves with his son. That's all he wanted, and the movie's over. Now, I would say this is a film I would never watch again. It's not one of my favorite Nick Cage films. It was interesting to watch. I thought Nick Cage did a good job. I thought Julie McMahon did a good job. I think it has some decent cinematography. There's definitely a idea what it's trying to go for. Its take on obsession and the ego, and by the end shedding his ego. I just really, if you just want to see Nick Cage losing his mind slowly, I guess is the movie for you. Great, I've seen him do that a number of times in films, so it wasn't anything too new. I wish there was a bit more clear cut scenes of his epiphany. I mean, you get the gist of it. I guess I just wanted a bit more. I guess that's the only way to put it. And it's just how much entertainment are you going to get of seeing Nick Cage losing his mind? I mean, it's fun to see, but it's nothing that I'm going to watch it over and over again. And I'll admit there was a bit of a time I was getting a bit bored. Okay, this is it. The way the trailer made it seem as if maybe it'd be a bit more like a vigilante film, and it's not the case at all. So, as it is, it's an interesting watch. I did not hate the film. Again, there's just certain logic issues, like why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? I know you say it's his obsession, but I mean, I don't know. There's a little bit more I think he could have done with certain story structures or script issues that could be fixed. Again, the ending, I wish there was a little bit more to the epiphany Nick Cage has. You just say more clear cut, more leading your hand, more obvious. I wouldn't complain about that. So as it is, it was okay. Rest in peace to Julian McMahon. I thought he did a good job. And yeah, take that for you will. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye for now.